Okay, we've been talking about how President Donald Trump's administration is, I got to tell you, probably the most Second Amendment friendly presidential administration in modern times. I mean, I don't know. I can't really think. Maybe going back to General Grant, the first president of the NRA. I don't know. I mean, it's been insanely. There's. I don't want to say insane. I don't want to do hyperbole. It's been great. It's been really great. Could it be better? Could be a lot better. But I've never seen anything like this. So this is the Chicago Sun-Times. Justice Department civil rights boss takes on Illinois' assault weapons ban. Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dhillon is challenging a signature accomplishment of Governor J.B. Pritzker and getting involved in a case that could go all the way to the Supreme Court. So this is the article from the Chicago Sun-Times that we're talking about. The Justice Department's top official in charge of civil rights has joined the legal battle over the Illinois controversial assault weapons ban and is expected to personally argue against the law this month before the federal appeals court in Chicago. So they have an assault weapons ban. You got to do the air quotes, otherwise people will comment that I didn't do the air quotes. So there it is, assault weapons ban. They have a similar assault weapons ban in Illinois, and the Trump administration has someone who's in charge, an attorney who's in charge of civil rights, which includes the Second Amendment. Her name is Harmeet Dhillon. She's actually from California, and she's actually going to court to argue in favor of getting rid of the assault weapons ban. In other words, the assault weapons ban in Illinois, in this case, is a civil rights violation. That is huge. No matter what happens from here, the fact that a DOJ civil rights attorney went to court and said, "Hey, your assault weapons ban is of people's civil rights," is huge. It's extremely unusual for the Justice Department to treat Second Amendment rights as civil rights and advocate for them in such a direct and personal way at the appellate level. This is from Hannah Hill, the vice president of the National Foundation for Gun Rights. They said this to the Chicago Sun-Times. This is a new step to actually ask for 5 minutes to participate in oral arguments. So it says here, Dhillon is a longtime advocate for conservative causes and a former lawyer. For President Donald Trump, the Republican president nominated Dhillon for her role in the Justice Department soon after he secured his second term in the White House last fall. This is awesome news. It's great news. I think we're going to see these assault weapons laws fall. They are clear violations. They're nothing more than gun bans with a fancy name, with a pejorative term. Assault weapons ban, assault weapon. There's no such thing as an assault weapon. It's not an industry term. And I tell people, in fact, I actually just got interviewed by a guy in college who was writing a paper on this. And the way I explain it is, assault weapon is not an industry term. In other words, if I say, hey, if I tell 4 artists to draw a picture of a pickup truck. Pickup truck is an industry term. If they all draw a picture of a pickup truck, it will generally look the same. It's got an open bed, it's got a cab, it's got 4 tires. There are some variants, but in general, pickup truck is an industry term. It's a definition that people in the auto industry all agree on. That's what an industry term is. Assault weapon is not an industry term. It is a pejorative term created by politicians. They've chosen to define it based on, how scary a gun looks, essentially, is what it is. So there's no such thing. But I wanted to tell a quick story about Harmeet Dhillon. Years ago, before San Diego County gun owners, I was getting involved in Second Amendment activism, and I started to get more involved in the local Republican Party here in San Diego. They asked me to come give a talk. So I did. I gave a speech in front of their central committee. There were probably 150 or so people there. And I talked about how to talk about the Second Amendment and how important the Second Amendment was. Frankly, back then, this was probably around 2010, nobody in San Diego County was paying attention to the Second Amendment. And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, it really was not a part of the political discussion. So I was trying to introduce them to the concept of the idea. And by the way, some hack reporter totally destroyed me after my talk. It was really, really ridiculous. And I actually approached him after. It was a whole big thing. But in general, the talk went really, really well. The next speaker was Harmeet Dhillon. Harmeet Dhillon talked about how her parents were fairly recent immigrants to the United States, and that they settled in the South to begin with, and that they were actually threatened. There were real threats, and they got a big taste of how the Second Amendment is beneficial and important to them. They fully embraced being Americans, all the rights afforded to them, and she gave a nice talk that she didn't plan on giving on how important the Second Amendment was. And I've always been very appreciative for someone in her position at the time. I think she was like the second chair, first vice chair, something like that, of the state Republican Party, and she was there to talk about her new position. And instead, she gave up a good 5 minutes to make sure to reinforce the importance of the Second Amendment after I had talked about it. She's real deal. She's done a really good job, and I really respect the fact that she is in charge of treating the Second Amendment like it should be treated, which is, of course, a civil right. So I'd love to have her on the show. I think she's doing a fantastic job. I know she's super busy and there's a lot going on, but man, is this good news for the Chicago Sun-Times to talk about how a civil rights attorney who works for the Department of Justice is going to go talk to a court about how unconstitutional an assault weapons ban is. If you had told me 10 years ago, or hell, 5 years ago, that this is where we'd be, I wouldn't believe you. So it's amazingly good news. It's going to lead to amazingly good decisions, and I'm super happy. Big shout out to Harmeet Dhillon.
Fantastic.
Right?
It's about time.
It's
about time. I know that you've been shouting it, Senator County has been shouting it, lawsuits are happening, but I don't think enough of the fight is wide enough to have made the impact that we need it to make. And so kudos that the fight's continuing on and spreading.
There it is.
It's important.
Elections have consequences.
That's it.
So thank you, Harmeet.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media, and check out our website at gunownersradio.com.